Get some behind the scenes.
Right.
Hello, YouTube.
Yeah,
Hello.
what's up?
Howdy.
YouTube, we are live. This is our pre-show before we go on Facebook Live. So that means you get to hear about 5 minutes extra of our show, which is, a lot of mumbling, but good mumbling. Right now, we are watching the Friday the 13th of game trailer, which all of us have played together. Yeah. And
Until I fell asleep.
until Jared fell asleep and we all decided to do drugs and have premarital sex with our characters, not in real life.
Oh, AJ, yes.
So
I'm the only one. Well, Brian, you always play as a dude, so maybe you don't want to.
I like AJ.
and Mike, what's your last name?
Lombardo. Lombardo.
Lombardo. Michael Lombardo. Okay. Well, those who are watching YouTube, this is filmmaker Michael Lombardo. He has just released a movie called I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday,
Yeah.
which is a Christmas slasher.
No, it's actually a Christmas-themed post-apocalyptic movie. Not a slasher.
Oh, okay. That's right. You mentioned it was a nice mix of Miracle on 34th Street and The Road.
Mm-hmm.
And gas masks everywhere.
Big time.
Those watching on Facebook right now, the trailer will be playing shortly after the Friday the 13th game trailer.
Yeah, so head over to Facebook to the Horror Syndicate if you don't want to watch us on here.
And like that shit.
Yeah, we've got a contest going too on Facebook. Could win a DVD or a Blu-ray copy of Return of the Living Dead.
Right.
That's a good one.
Right now, I am playing the I Am Dreaming of a White Doomsday trailer, which you can check out on Facebook.com. Yeah.
What is this garbage? Nobody wants to see this.
I liked it. Jared liked it. He put it on our website.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like a year ago when you first let it loose on Scares That Care.
Yeah, back when I foolishly thought it would be finished in 6 months.
Are you still putting this finishing touches up on it?
Yeah, actually, tomorrow through Monday is our last. We're doing our final sound mix so we can get it in time for the Philly Film Festival deadline. We already blew the Sidges deadline and the Toronto After Dark deadline, so.
Oh, shit.
My crew will end up being dead if we blow this deadline as well.
And what was, I'm sorry, you sound like an asshole again. What was your last name again?
Lombardo.
Lombardo. Okay, awesome.
I think it's Mike Lombardo. You don't say Michael.
Just Mike Lombardo?
Unless you're my mom and you're angry at me.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Mike Lombardo. All right, intro promo is playing now. And we will begin live. Mike Lombardo. I don't know why I have such a hard time with that. I'm an asshole.
Unique New York.
Michael Lombardo. Okay.
There it goes.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our extended show here at the Horror Syndicate. My name is Brian Enright. You can follow me on Facebook at Brian Enright or The Horror Jew on Instagram and Twitter. Up next, we have Jared Letourneau. Jared, good evening.
Good evening, Brian, and everybody watching at home. You guys can follow me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau, or if you want to follow me on the Twatverse, zombie_survivor. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jared. Up next, we have our president and Fuhrer, Ray Zor. Ray, good evening.
Hey, everyone. You can follow me at Razor_33 on Twitter. Go ahead, Brian.
All right, thank you very much. And we have a special guest tonight, filmmaker of I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday and the web series Cinnabon. We have Mike Lombardo. Mike, good evening.
Howdy. You guys can check me out on the Twitter I never use at Real Splatter. Probably just want to hit me up on Facebook. Real Splatter.
Real Splatter. Is it real with the two E's? Real?
2 E's, yes. Also, Cinnabon is another Facebook page we run. You can hit us up at.
All
Hell
right.
yeah.
So the name is Cinnabon. Let's talk about that for a little bit. So Cinnabon. Yeah. Before we get into I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday and the rest of our topics tonight, what is Cinnabon about?
Cinnabon is a webcomic that is about what happens when the Hellraiser remake drops and the Cenobites are recast and are forced to find employment elsewhere. So we follow Elliot Spencer as he works at an unnamed cinnamon roll shop in the mall for legal reasons that will not be named.
Of course.
But the shtick is going to be that we only use dialogue from the movie that has been repurposed to fit selling cinnamon rolls. But so far we have the first issue is up. Second issue is coming soon. And yeah, check it out. It's good fun.
How many pages is the first issue?
They're one pages. They're pretty short.
It's okay, cool. I did read it then. It was good.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
I wasn't sure if I read the whole thing or not, but I did read it all. Okay.
Yeah, that's just it ends with the taste our pleasures. We're
So
going to be
here-
very
I like that.
Here's the Facebook page
Oh,
that we're presenting to the audience.
yes, we actually went on a little
Go like
taste our pleasures tour where we started going to different Cinnabons in different states and giving them accounts of it. I figured it's a great way to get them on board or get a cease and desist. I'm not sure which will happen first, but
You might get a sexy letter from Doug Bradley.
actually I pitched it to Doug Bradley about 8 years ago at a convention, and he cried. He was laughing so hard.
That's awesome.
Did he really? That's awesome.
Like, one day I'm going to make this, and it was originally going to be a cartoon, and then stuff just kept getting in the way, and then I met Chris Enterline, the artist, and we decided we were going to do it as a webcomic.
What's the artist name?
Chris Enterline.
Chris Enterline.
Yeah, he does a lot of book covers and stuff. He does amazing. He just did a really awesome photorealistic Ripley and Queen Alien picture he was selling at Scares of Care. It's really badass stuff.
That's pretty awesome. I'm looking at the Facebook page now. I see you taking what looks like the first page and having the people that work at Cinnabon.
Well, here, Ray, why don't you screen share it so our audience can see?
I'm looking at my phone. Here, there's a screen share.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Just go to the Facebook page if you're interested. It's Cinnabon, CNOBUN.
I thought it was a very nice introduction. It was short. It was sweet. and
Yeah.
it gives you an idea where the comic's going immediately. So
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Short. It's ADD entertainment.
And that's the best entertainment. Yeah.
But there will be 6 issues of Cinnabon, and then it goes to Cinnabon Tales from the Food Court, which is the second arc.
Oh man.
With the possibility of a third, which I believe is Cinnabon, the Sweet Sweet Suffering, I think is the third arc if we do
Oh my
it.
God.
But we have a lot of good...
I can imagine nothing but the Ginger Dead Man and like all the crazy like names after each sequel. Like the first one was with Gary Busey, which was hilarious, and then the rest just looked the Gingerbread Men just looked like Gary Busey, which was
pretty much
perfect.
But that movie's come up too much in my last few days.
What, Ginger Dead?
Yeah.
What kind of life are you living? Where I don't even hear these titles for like years.
No, I know I've known about it. I just it's not been, like it keeps coming up for some reason. I don't know why. It's a full moon movie, right?
Yeah. Oh God.
I must have been talking full moon with somebody because I'm not a big Puppet Master fan, but I really like Puppet Master and Subspecies. So
Well, I think at one point
I'm
they
a
had
big
a.
Subspecies fan.
I've never seen Subspecies. I heard there was like a sequel.
there's 3 of them and a spinoff.
Yeah,
wasn't
Vampire
Bloodstone was
Journals.
part 4, wasn't it?
Oh, there's 4 of them.
There's
then
5
the-
altogether.
Yeah, the Vampire Journal or something like that.
The Vampire... Vampire... Whatever, not the show. It's the knockoff of the show name, whatever that
The
is.
Vampire Diaries.
Yeah. So how many versus Subspecies movies do they do so far?
I think there's 4 subspecies and then the Vampire Journals.
I knew of Bloodstone is one of them, right?
Yeah, Bloodstone, Bloodstorm, Blood, direct to video. I don't know. I lost count.
Something blood.
They got crazy though. They ended up having like Ginger Dead Man versus the Evil Bong, and I wasn't sure if they got the original actors who portrayed both characters in the same movie. What was that? Was Tommy Chong and no, Tommy Chong wasn't the evil Bong. It was someone else, right? It was a female.
Yeah, Tommy Chong was in the movie, but I don't know who did the character's voice.
Well, yeah, but I know they had a like a Freddy versus Jason type with the evil Bong versus the Ginger Dead Man. The
Like
Ginger Dead
Dollman versus Demonic Toys.
Yes.
Yeah, well, they did Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, Dollman versus Demonic Toys. Like they did a lot of.
Full Moon is the original cinematic universe.
Yeah, it's a shame. It was the '80s Full Moon when they had money. It was like amazing. Like there's some really top tier stuff, but I haven't really watched much of their output in the last like 10 years.
Yeah, I think it's mostly been Ginger Dead Man, and so we got Subspecies, Bloodstone Subspecies 2, Bloodlust Subspecies 3, The Vampire Journals, and then Subspecies 4 Bloodstorm. So there's 5 different movies.
What is Subspecies about? I hear nothing but terrible things.
It's it's about this vampire named Radu
Okay.
that has really long fingers, like Nosferatu.
Yeah, his makeup's actually really cool. And there's little gate knockoff monsters too.
Yeah.
I saw that on the front cover of the Subspecies. I think it was the second one. Where
There's a mummy. Yeah, there's like a recurring character of a mummy or something that likes to throw knives or telepathically throw knives or some shit.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I saw them.
Yeah,
They
I
were
have.
pretty- Like,
Man.
I remember Bloodstorm didn't make any damn sense.
When I was at Days of the Dead, they had their Full Moon had a booth and they're selling all their Blu-rays there. And they had like a 3 or 4 pack of the first couple movies. I think it was just the actual main series, not the Vampire Journals, but like $20, and I don't know why I passed it up.
Damn.
They have a cube of the entire collection.
No shit.
Yeah, I think they're advertising on their site, and they also have like a Full Moon, like it's kind of like Netflix. It's a streaming service, Full Moon streaming service, where you like pay like $3 a month to get like all of the like Full Moon movies.
Yeah, I bet half of their movies are on Hulu or something else.
Yeah. So with the Blu-rays with them, I don't know if I trust them because I feel like it's going to be like VHS rips, just put on a Blu-ray disc.
Yeah, that's my Subspecies Blu-ray. Does not look good at all. So,
yeah, I figured they're pretty much trauma, so I didn't want to spend the money. So I almost bought Castle Freak on Blu-ray at Monster Mania, and I was like, yeah, I really don't think you guys actually did anything to this. So
You said Monster Mania. Where's your area at, Mike? Where are you from?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So Monster Mania is in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Yeah. My wife and I, we go every year. This year we're actually skipping it. We're going to New Jersey Horror Con up in Edison, New Jersey, and we really wanted to go to this year's Monster Mania. I heard that Kate Beckinsale dropped out.
Oh, really? There's a lot of people excited about that.
Yeah, she's not doing it.
Photo op.
Of course she did.
She probably figured out that she could make more money at Comic-Con than Monster Mania.
Or she decided that she could spend those 3 days and make another Underworld sequel and make even more money.
You know what's crazy? While we're talking about cons, it's like you really see like the night and day of going to like a monster con compared to going to like this huge comic book con. It's like Comic Cons, like the actors like know that it's like a money pit for them, or like a money tree for them, and I'm not saying it's different for the actors to go to Monster Mania or like your monster cons, but usually you have like people paying $800 to see the Tom Middleton, who played Loki, and then you go to a monster con, you can see like your heroes for $80. Like Robert Englund is like $80 to go see him, and it's like you figure that the actors are finally like catching on. I wonder if that was the case with Kate Beckinsale, that she probably figured she could make more money doing like a comic book convention over Monster Mania.
Well, the price is $80 for Robert Englund. When I met him as a kid, it was like $20. Like that, the horror actors have certainly figured out it's a cash cow too.
Oh yeah,
those prices are still crazy.
Yeah. I paid $40 for Kane Hodder, a picture and an autograph in my Christmas Memories book, and then there was also C.J. Graham was $40, Larry Zerner was only $20, Shelley, and Adrian King I think was $30, but like Linda Blair was there. I think she was charging 60, and
Yeah,
all you
Really?
Palmer charged I think like 70 when I saw her.
yeah. I mean,
Really crazy.
I'm gonna be at Horror Hound, and I'm hoping some of these because most of the people from Friday the 13th Part 2 will be there, like Amy Steele.
She
And
was supposed to be at Scares That Care and then canceled because Steve, what's his face, the guy who played Sackhead.
Steve Dash.
Yeah, he was there. Steve Graham and Kane Hodder. Because I got Lex. I got her a mask signed by all of them. It was like $120 to get the mask and 3 signatures on it. And I was like, Jesus.
That's pretty cool. Did you see? I'm getting my Crystal Lake Memories book signed by the cast. I need Amy Steele. I need Ken Kersinger. A bunch of the Jasons. I just put it that way. But now at Horror Hound, we're going to have Danielle Harris, which I'm pretty excited about.
Oh, she's cool. Yeah, she's been at a couple. Back when Horrifying still existed in Pennsylvania, she used to come to that.
She's still hot.
Yeah, she just had a baby too.
Get out.
Yeah. And then fucking John Carpenter's Vampires is on Hulu.
Nice.
So it was In the Mouth of Madness. Come on. Good night tonight, guys.
I have a soft spot for vampires. I like that.
I love that. Wolfen is on there.
Yeah, I think Vampires was like the last great John Carpenter movie, especially going into the 90s and everything. I didn't really care for Ghosts of Mars, even though it was hilarious at best.
Yeah. It had Natasha Hensbridge in it. That was enough for 11-year-old Mike to get excited.
Yeah, I mean, it was it had cool stuff in it, like fighting paranormal entities on Mars and Pam Grier and
Midnight Meat Train.
Didn't Jason Statham have hair in that movie? I do not remember. Yeah,
he was balding, but he had a little bit of hair.
Also, in that movie, or Ice Cube, one of those guys.
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, yeah. He was hot off the heels of Anaconda, and Natasha Hensbridge was hot off of Species.
He was like, today is not a good day. That's what he was saying.
Oh, man. Monkey Shines is on Hulu, Brian.
A Monkey Shines is on Hulu?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here.
Oh, man. It looks like I'm fapping hard tonight.
All 4 Critters.
Monkey Shines.
Man.
Cat
Nine Tails.
I heard that Critters 2 was the best out of it.
Yeah.
Best Easter movie ever made.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Thank God we have Easter horror movies. I still have to see it. It looks phenomenal.
We can always say there's a movie that surrounds Easter.
Wasn't there a movie called Bunny the Easter Man or something like that?
Something Bunny Man the Easter or the Bunny Man Cometh or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. I heard that was dirty. And,
There's
I love dirty horror
movie
movies.
called Easter Casket that was pretty funny.
The what?
Easter Casket. That's good stuff.
Huh.
Yeah, Easter horror movies are right up my alley. I love all types of religious horror movies. Not religious, but religious holiday horror movies, and not just religious holiday, but all holidays. My favorite fucking holiday horror movie will always be Thanksgiving. I don't care what anyone says in this entire world. Thanksgiving was the best holiday movie in the world. Like when the turkey cuts off the final girl's father's face and wears it, and the girl's like, "Oh, hi, Dad," and just hugs the turkey wearing the father.
That was funny. I'll give you that. I hated the rest of that scene. Had me fucking going.
I didn't catch the sequel though. I think it was like Thanksgiving 3 or something like that. It was like 2 and 3 in one movie. I couldn't get into it. It seemed like it tried a little too hard.
Yeah, the best holiday horror movie is Christmas Evil. Originally titled "You Better Watch Out." That movie is just so fucking weird. It's not even like a Christmas slasher movie. It's just like a weird character piece. It's almost like Taxi Driver mixed with like a fucking Miracle on 34th Street. Like it's so bizarre.
Was that the one written by Frank Darabont?
No, this was this came out in the 70s, I want to say. It's this guy who's just like a weird like Santa fetish, and he like watches all the kids in his neighborhood and keeps a list of who's good and bad, and then I don't know, eventually he starts killing people, but there's no like rhyme or reason to it. Like he works in a toy factory. It just gets super fucking weird. Like you kind of gotta watch it. It's odd stuff. It's John Waters' favorite Christmas movie, though.
John Waters is a hero.
That is one of
have you seen John Waters live?
Yes, twice actually. You have to hang out with him a couple times. He's a super cool dude.
That's awesome.
He's
Yeah,
one
I
of my
gotta say that I love Pink Flamingos. Pink Flamingos was like the movie that like started, getting my interest in making like really absurd like movies and getting into it. Female Trouble is just one of those movies where it just takes everything that you could ever want and destroy it in front of you and make you want it even more. It's
one of my favorite classic Waters.
The Female Trouble had me dying. Desperate Living, which did not star Divine, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because I think she was doing what was the name of that Western? Fuck, I can't remember. Oh no, she was on tour. She was on tour in Europe. So John Waters did Desperate Living, which has the best opening 15 minutes in any of the John Waters movies, with Mink Stole just losing her goddamn mind as a housewife.
The fucking when the cop comes, she's like, "Mount me if you must, but don't kiss me." The cop's mouth is bleeding for some reason.
The children are having sex. You could be pregnant, Beth. Those who are watching Horror Syndicate right now, we are currently talking. We went from Ginger Dead Man to John Waters, and I think there is a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon to this to this story somewhere. Kevin Bacon's dancing somewhere, but yeah,
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Yes, Kevin Bacon was in Friday the 13th. He was one of the original kills. Friday the 13th, which is the prequel to the Friday the 13th series.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Weird way to.
Which was later sequelized as Poltergeist: The Legacy. Little known fact.
And Friday the 13th is doing so well right now. I want to get into talking about the video game. Because I know that we all have a lot of things to say about it. The video game started off pretty rocky. We mentioned this in last week's episode, but it looks like Ilphonic and Gunn has landed their feet, and now they're bringing in more content. They just introduced on the interwebs more kills and more characters, and they announced the physical copy is going to release a Bloody Jason. Have you guys seen the picture of that yet?
Yeah, Bloody Jason does nothing for me.
Nothing. What is he, just covered in blood? Like
It's
I
part 3 covered in blood.
See, what would be great if they did like new maps or fix some of the bugs, or
That's the new maps thing. Would have like oh yes, yes please give me 2 more maps at least, because these maps are getting ridiculous. The other night, Brian and I were playing, and he's like, "This is what we're gonna do. We're going to go through the cemetery. We're going to wait here for a few minutes till the cops come, and then we're going to quietly walk." And it worked. It was like perfect, because Brian knew the map so well. So he's like, Jason never comes to the cemetery.
Yeah, I just reached level 50, so it's like, Mike's right. They need to introduce new maps, because the maps that we're getting right now, it's like everyone knows all the nooks and crannies. To each map, except Jared, who never plays anymore.
I barely play.
I still run around aimlessly trying to find stuff.
Yeah, I don't play as much. I play on Lex's. She brings it over, and I get to play it sometimes. But the people, like a lot of the community, has just gotten so fucking annoying that I don't want to play anymore. Because people or they just start killing each other, and I'm like, yeah, I thought that Jason was supposed to do that. Like, annoying. Where they scream over the headset because you picked up like the flare gun and instead of the ammo. It's just, I don't know. It's bothersome, but it's a cool ass game though. It's
fun playing in private groups, I think.
Yeah, well, I was playing with you guys. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we should do that again.
People don't cheat
Yeah.
in the groups we like to play in.
I got a new.
No, exactly.
So if you could have your own perfect level, Mike, what would it be? If you could have a level.
My own perfect level. My own perfect level was on the Kickstarter, but no one wanted it. It was the Grendel from Jason X. I wanted that.
Oh, the ship. The ship, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted Jason X in that game so bad, and here we are getting bloody Jason from Part 3. Why not Jason X?
Why not? Why not Roy Burns?
Yeah.
I was talking about that earlier today at the pizza shop where I work at. This kid comes in and talks Friday the 13th to me, and he was saying about that. Why don't they put Part 5 Jason in? I said, yeah, it'd be great. His health bar is like a quarter the size of the other ones. So he's a person, so he just dies immediately.
and that leads me to the whole Pamela Voorhees thing. Like she's not an unstoppable mongoloid or a zombie, so she could easily be killed too, and people want her in the game really badly.
They were talking about doing her in the game as well. That was another Kickstarter thing. They also had the guy from Part 2 in the wheelchair. They were going to use him. That was one of the extended goals, which I think would have been hilarious.
Oh, you know what's funny? We talked about that last time. Brian, remember we talked about and said where are the steps that he goes down from Packanack?
They're behind the Packanack, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say I found them. I thought they would be in the front.
They should be in the front.
Yeah.
But, the game developers can only do so much.
They don't know.
But I agree with Mike. I think the Grendel should have been a playable map because Jason X shouldn't have been a movie. It should have been a fucking video game. That's where they went wrong.
Well, personally, I want to see Forest Green, and I want all the little kids running around as obstacles.
That would be interesting to see that too. Like, I don't know. I'm really interested. Like, people were saying, how could they incorporate Jason X into it? And I was like, well, they've got the hologram scene in Jason X where they go back to Crystal Lake in the 80s. They could do that within the level. You could use it as a distraction, like warp rooms and stuff. That'd be really cool. And you could do something with Forest Green and have like kids and shit with their holograms, because they probably wouldn't let you kill the kids because it's 2017. But the Nintendo game didn't give a fuck. They killed kids left and right.
Yeah,
with the toothbrush.
Yeah. There are only 40 children left.
Yeah, if you're a cavity, part of the cavity crew, watch out. He's. Yeah.
Well, think about the Forest Green map for a second, though. I mean, I think it would be great if the kids were there. Like if the kids were running around and because Jason was around, and they could spot you, and Jason when you hear the kids scream. I don't know. It sucks being killed by Jason, being found right away, but I still think it'd be pretty fun because there's not much other than that, and I also would mind seeing the USS Lazarus as a map.
I was just about to say that the cruise ship would be a cool level, because one of the stretch goals in the Kickstarter was going to be Manhattan level, and I'm like, what the hell would it even be? Like, there'd be people around and stuff. It wouldn't work. Like, but it would be great.
We were thinking it'd be like by the docks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so just like a couple alleyways. And some, okay, I can see that.
And you can hide in a dumpster
and do heroin.
Yeah, nailed through your entire body with a needle.
And the only way to kill Jason is get him in the sewer and get toxic waste poured on him. He turns into a little kid. Right?
I really loved how Jason Goes to Hell just completely ignored the 8th movie and continued.
Jason Goes to Hell is a great movie too. People shit on that all the time, but for what it is,
they really do.
I shit on it all the time.
It's not that bad of a movie.
Shit, I go get Jason Goes to Hell. Like, take it.
Speaking of that movie,
special effects, like the gore in that movie is phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. What's phenomenal about that movie is Creighton Duke.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Creighton Duke.
Where was he there the whole series? But I think they don't just skip over part 8. I kind of think they skip through the whole series and make up like they almost have their own continuity behind Jason Goes to Hell from Friday the 13th because it was all Sean Cunningham's deal. We talk a lot about Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's a hot topic right now. Jared, you're saying something.
Yeah, since they have the Jason Goes to Hell Jason on the game, I mean,
Yep.
why not have the hospital as a level?
Yeah, the police
Or the
station.
jailhouse.
Or the police station, yeah, or the
That's-
jailhouse.
The Voorhees
There
house.
was a rumor about a jailhouse level coming out for the game, but I didn't know if that was true. I couldn't find anything about that. Apparently, they made they twittered or something and said Jason and Pamela have been spotted in like a prison somewhere or some shit like that.
Oh wow.
I don't know if that's true or not, though. I couldn't find it if they did.
They should do the diner from Jason Goes to Hell.
That would be cool.
They could do the diner, the house, and the jailhouse.
Yeah, the Voorhees house. That'd be great. You could have all the references to Creepshow and Evil Dead and stuff in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have the Necronomicon's in there, isn't it?
Yeah, and so
Oh,
is
that'd
the
be-
crate.
That would be
No.
great if they, as a playable character, instead of Tommy Jarvis, you call Ash,
That'd
and
be
you
cool.
have a shotgun.
It'd be cool if you called the Crypt Keeper.
You can, you know, how you can get like extra points for versatility and stuff. If you play as Jason Goes to Hell, Jason, you should be able to shave a nude man who's tied to the table.
Yes.
And
You
they're doing
absolutely
sex
should.
But it has to be on that map in the Voorhees house.
bonus. He's just there, and you have to act. You know, it's like a quick time event.
Why? So that's go back to that movie. But why is that in there? The director who made the movie in Crystal Lake Memories, I don't think he even remembers making that part.
Oh, Adam Marcus, the guy who directed Jason Goes to You know what? Sean Cunningham, apparently Adam Marcus just got graduated from like film school, and he was like a friend of one of like Sean Cunningham's kids. And you're like, hey, this is my friend from film school. And Sean Cunningham was like, all right, you want to direct a new? And they were like running out of time because they were going to lose the rights. So Adam Marcus like wrote this like asinine script, which ended up being a really a cool concept, but the delivery was just hilarious. And we have Jason Goes to Hell. I think Adam Marcus should be a playable character.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, here's the thing. You were saying about the continuity being changed. Can you really sit here and tell me that Friday the 13th has coherent anything between those?
Yes, I wrote it out on horrorcinema.com. Go check it out.
Trash movies. They really are. Like they were made to make money very quickly, which is fine. I love them. You know, I grew up with them. But like, you can't really say, you know, Jason drowned when he was like 9, and then he grew up to be like a backwoods maniac that set traps, and then he's not that anymore. Then he's undead.
I have a theory. Okay, I have a theory that Jason's dad saved him from the lake, and Elias Voorhees was actually.
Did they ever address that?
No, I don't know if they ever did, but Jason was saved by Elias, and then Elias is Jason, his dad. Okay, and Jason was the Jason of part 2, and that's why they look different from 2 to 3.
Interesting. Well, I heard that the game, the Pamela tapes or whatever, which I don't even think fucking exist.
Yeah.
Apparently, they talk about Jason's dad, like in case it was like a rape baby or something. Someone had said about that. I haven't heard the tapes because I haven't found them.
Oh,
Wait, wasn't Freddy already a rape baby?
first Freddy's a rape.
Freddy was a rape baby. His mom was a nun, and there was a bunch of inmates.
Christmas, she got locked in 100 Maniacs.
Yeah. I think I saw that on Skinamax once.
The Red Shoe Diary.
Totally different movie.
Yeah, there was it had the nun and all the inmates. It was
Oh man, I'm watching the footage, Brian, that you got up for the game.
Yeah, makes you want to play it tonight later.
Yeah. Hopefully, I don't rate.
Dude, I'm in for a long night. I actually went out and bought Dino Nuggets. You know, like the dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You eat the whole bag tonight.
specifically for tonight. Yes, I did. 'Cause
Yes.
I'm gonna get on there.
the dinosaur egg oatmeal is another one that I love. I feel like an art. And after it destroys my stomach, I get to excavate and see what fossils there are.
Amazing. When's the next time you're gonna play, Mike, with us?
It's at some point, I guess. I mean, the PlayStation has been sitting here for a couple weeks now. Actually, I just haven't had the time to put it on. We just unlocked Jason Goes to Hell Jason, which I was very excited about because that's the best of the series. So I was really excited to have him, and then I never got to play as him.
Best of the series. You're killing
It's
me.
really the best Jason to play as.
Is he? I
Yeah.
play as part 3 because he can run, and I'm much better at playing as him than that. 'Cause I never quite got the hang of like using the other abilities. Lex is really good at it, but I'm not. I get very frustrated not being able to move quickly.
Yeah, I tried using Jason Takes Manhattan. Jason didn't. I killed one person, and it was on accident.
Yeah, every time someone else plays Asm, I get my ass kicked. I don't understand what they're doing differently.
I've done well with Part 7. There's not much. I don't think there's much difference. Is there, Brian? You played with
Jason 8th Sense is crazy, and so is his strength.
Yeah.
So okay, here's a question. You know the stats and stuff really well. Or with sense, I never quite understood if you're in a house and Jason is sensing and you hide, does it still show you as being inside the building?
Yeah, it's really weird. If you are hiding in a building and he uses his sense, it automatically shows that you're in a building. So the best strategy to do is hide outside the building and just stay and crouch. Don't enter a building. If you think he's near you, don't go inside a house. It's like the best way to get rid of him.
Really?
Yeah. Now the gamers have been adapting. They've been evolving. Now there's this thing where at the beginning of every match, Jason will spawn to defuse. Normal. We'll spawn to defuse. We'll spawn to the car. Place the traps. Now, for some reason, all the counselors keep getting spawned by the fuse box. So it's like, do you go inside this house and look for shit, or do you just hide and wait for him to go away?
That must be nice. I always get spawned at the goddamn bathrooms at Crystal Lake.
Every fucking time, like, oh, good, there's an aid spray in here, and then I get picked up and impaled immediately. So
yeah, either that or by the boathouse. Those are the two places I get spawned on that. And then of course, Packanack is a great place to be spawned. To spawn also.
Yeah, because the giant house, and that's the first place he fucking goes.
Oh yeah.
Every day.
It's
funny, it's funny playing as Jason in that lodge because it's so fucking huge. Because someone's in there, but you don't know which room, and then they just jump out the window, and then go back in the window, then back out the window over and over again. It's really annoying.
What was that, Jared? Didn't you jump into like Jason's arms once?
Yeah. I jumped out of a second floor window, and Brian was there to catch me and kill me.
It's just love, man.
I swear, he has a radar for me. Like, I could be out in the woods, like nobody else is around, and then right there is Brian, ready to kill me.
That's the worst when when I constantly find you guys in the beginning of every match. I don't even try to look for you guys. I just spawn to another spot, and you guys are just there, like, oh, hey, Brian, what's up? We're just finding shit.
It's worse when you try to fuck with us, though.
Yeah.
Like, there's times that you'll just walk around me in circles, and I'm like, come on, just do it. I'm turning to Julius. Come on, motherfucker.
Well, I'm trying not to make sure that all the other people playing are going to report me, thinking that we're helping each other, because that's one of the bans that Gun Media
been going
has
around
created.
a lot.
Yeah, the roof glitch, which no longer exists on the PlayStation, but it does on the Xbox, and what else? There is team killing. They really don't do anything except take away 1,000 XP or CP or something, so you don't get anything if that happens. But you never downgrade, so it's cool. You can go through an entire game and team kill whoever you want, and nothing will change in your score. But they're really not banning that. The only things they're really banning are derogatory words said to other players and racist remarks and helping Jason win. They'll ban you for that, and glitching, of course. But other than that, I mean, the public lobbies are just trash. You don't play on public
headsets anymore. I've noticed that too.
Yeah, no one used the headsets. When we first started, I bought a headset so we could strategize, and then that went out the window 2 weeks later. People just stopped.
Well, to me, that seems like one of the biggest things in success is finding the walkie or using the walkie perk, and then getting together with a teammate or two to get the car or find the fuse box. I mean, that's the whole thing is being a counselor is banding together to escape.
It promotes teamwork, but people don't play well with others.
No.
Well, what I started doing, because people were such assholes, is that I'd get the battery or the gas. I would hide it in the woods near the car, because if I put it in, someone would steal the fucking car, and they'd see me and hear me on the headset saying, "Hey, I just put that in," and they'll drive right past you. And so you just hide it in the woods until everything's together. Then you go and make a break for it.
Well, private chat is a huge problem. Private chat in a public room, because you'll go to a room where 4 guys all have microphones, but they're not talking to you because they're in a private chat and they're talking to themselves. So it's like the teamwork is thrown right out the window because they're all working for each other. They're gonna get their own shit fixed, and maybe the whole team kill you. I mean, it's a hot mess, but it's so much fucking fun.
It is a lot of fun. I've had people when I'm playing as Jason, I've had people direct message me and say, "Person's hiding here," which at first pissed me off, but then it was like 16 minutes into a match where one person's hiding in like a tent, being a dick. Yeah. And then they're just like, "I really want to play again, so can you just kill him quickly so we can get back?" I'm like, okay,
so
fair
we can
enough.
start another game. Yeah.
I don't understand why people do that. It's like you get like an extra 20 points for not dying. It's like, big deal. Why waste everyone's time?
Especially when I die in the first fucking minute of the game and then I fall asleep when you guys are playing.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's like
that is the first time I have ever done that. By the way, I have never fallen asleep playing a game like that before.
You old man.
Fuck, I guess.
I had a few adult beverages that night, and
to be fair, it was like 2 or 3 o'clock a.m. wasn't
it was pretty late.
Yeah.
I think that was the night I played till 7 o'clock in the morning, and I said, "Oh my god, I can fucking see sounds. I'm going to bed." Like, it was that bad. And I think it was the night I played with you guys. That game's addictive, and it's for what it's worth. It's being such a small independent studio, which is originally called Summer Camp and had nothing to do with the Friday the 13th series. And then they bought the rights. I don't know how they obtained the rights, but I'm pretty sure the conversation went, no one gives a shit about the series anymore.
Which is not true.
Yeah, and just pay us what. Well, this is the big wigs. This is Paramount. Because look, they relied on the Rings movie in order to make the Friday the 13th movie, and that just says that they don't give a shit about the fans. They give a shit about money and how our other movies did in theaters. So they probably really didn't even think of anything like, oh, this game's going to be very successful. Maybe we'll score some money, because I know that they get paid because they obtained the rights to it. But they probably didn't imagine how huge it was. And I think that's the reason why Sean Cunningham and who was the Victor Miller, have such a big clash right now because of the game. I guarantee you that's the reason, because the success of the video game saving the franchise, not only for horror fans, but for gamers as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just want to throw this out there. Got a couple messages from Mike's buddy, Chris.
Oh,
yeah, cool.
Well, not messages, but he put something up. It says, "Tell Mike I'm judging him harshly." He also said every online game eventually degrades into a big pile of trash. The core elements of the games are fun, but the players ruin it. That's not
the only
wrong.
I ever played online, honestly, the original Alien vs. Predator games for the PC, because the first few months it was just fans of the movie, so everyone was really cool and it was a lot of fun, and then the rest of the world got wind of it and just destroyed it, and it was not fun anymore.
And then somebody says, unless you have the homebody perk, which can block Jason's sense when you're in a building.
I don't think it completely blocks it. I think it just
I have that, and it's definitely, he's walked past me a lot of times since I put that on.
It drops a percentage.
Yeah, what it does is there's a percentage or a chance that he won't see you. So it doesn't block it entirely, but it does reduce it greatly. There's another one too, when you're crouching, he can't see you. There's a chance to avoid it. So I put them both on and I was pretty much invisible. Then one team killed me, so it didn't matter. But it was an interesting experiment.
Well, now, just like last week, Brian, you got me wanting to play the game again.
That's what I do.
Have you guys killed Jason? Has anyone killed Jason? Organically killed Jason?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. We did it with one of the, who was it, the pineapple guy?
Pineapple guy, yeah, and he got mad.
It wasn't organic, but we did it.
It was only 3 of us.
I wanted to set up a room where I could do it, but then I was like, oh, I shouldn't.
I don't care.
I didn't kill Jason. I assisted.
I was Jason and took it like a champ.
Yeah, I didn't get anything for it though.
You don't. You either get something if you have the sweater or if you're Tommy.
That's it?
Yeah, if you're Jason, you get nothing. If you're another counselor, you don't get anything. Only if you use the sweater and only if you use Tommy.
See, one time, so I was playing like the first week it came out. I found Jason's shack for the first time. I was very excited. I got the sweater. Someone was playing as Jarvis, and they had a machete, and there's like 2 other counselors. We're all in the same cabin, and I'm on the headset screaming, "We can kill Jason! We can kill Jason!" And everyone stayed. They all picked up a weapon, and they waited. And he was breaking the door down. The fucking second he walked through that door, 3 people dive out the window. Jarvis drops the machete and picks up like a flare gun, and everything went to hell. And I'm like, why? We were so close. We could have done it.
That's funny.
I was so upset. This is like the worst fucking cock of my life.
That's why I rage quit. So when you go to Jason's shack, does it alert him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mom's voice says like they're coming for me, Jason, or something.
Son of a bitch. Okay, so the last time I played, I got to the shack, and I knew Jason was on the other side of the map. So I went in there to grab the sweater, and as I get to the sweater, this motherfucker picks me up from behind. And there wasn't a glitch, or you know how it glitches out when he's close?
Yeah.
There was no glitch or anything. He just picked me up and killed me.
He must have morphed right to the location.
Yeah.
Pissed me off, and I text Brian, I was like, I'm done.
Does that stop the glitch, the video glitch thing from happening if you have stock on?
Oh,
I've never thought about it until just now.
That would make sense.
The worst is when you are playing against Jason and you are getting ready to kill. Now this is the reason why I have not killed Jason. I've assisted in killing Jason, but I have not killed Jason. Whenever you're playing against someone who's playing Jason and you knock off the mask and everything falls into place. Tommy's there with a machete, female has a sweater, and Jason sees you, and let's say as every time the female uses the sweater, Jason, whatever, she's talking to him, and then someone hits Jason, he falls to his knees. As soon as Tommy goes to do the action button to kill Jason, whoever's playing Jason quits.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it happens all the fucking time.
Damn.
This
is like a regular thing that people have even gotten to the point where they can knock Jason to his knees. I've never seen it happen.
You get his mask off, you use a sweater, you hit him with a bat or a heavy weapon, he falls to his knees, and then you come in with Tommy with a machete or an axe, and you press the X button, or if you're playing Xbox, you press the A button, and you go into the cinematic mode where you swing at Jason's face, and you pretty much chop him in the face, and he falls to his death. And whenever that action happens, whoever's playing Jason gets all pissed off and says, "Fuck this, I'm out. I'm not going to die like a champ."
Dude.
Yeah, so you don't get the points for killing Jason. You get the points for surviving.
So how do you get his mask off? How many hits does it take? Because I've wailed on that son of a bitch so many times and it never comes off.
Honestly, the only way to really get his mask off is by chance. There is no way. You just keep hitting him.
Is there a certain weapon, though?
No, you just keep hitting him with whatever you got. They keep saying if you shoot him in the face or hit him with a face with a flare gun works. It doesn't. You have to just keep smacking him. Yeah.
Nothing.
The only time I've ever knocked his mask off is when I was with AJ.
Mm-hmm. You just hit him. That's all you do.
Matter? Is it like a health bar thing, or is it?
Well, the thing that you're supposed to do is you're supposed to team up with 2 or 3 other players, so that way you have a leeway on Jason. So if one of you gets grabbed, the other one can take Jason out, and you constantly do that, and you just have to be pretty sneaky by getting around Jason, make sure he doesn't grab you, because you have those people who are out there who will just grab you. That's all they want to do is just grab you. And then you have the ones who are saying, I'm not going to grab you anymore. I'm just going to beat you to death. And that's what they do. And the strategy is, as Jason is to survive. But, a lot of the Jasons just say, fuck it. I'm just going to start swinging. Or they'll morph away until they have a better advantage. So.
That sucks. Mike, convince your buddy Chris to go ahead and re-up his PlayStation. He's talking about it right now.
Oh, is he
Count.
done it yet?
Yeah, we can get a private match. We have 5 right there. We can all blast nips together.
Yeah, Chris, do it. See, Lex Quinn even says that it's still pretty good.
Yeah, she's just commented too.
Taking names.
So
and
all this talk
blasting
about
nips.
Friday. All this talk about Friday the 13th. You want to wrap it up, and we'll start. We'll talk about White Doomsday.
Sure. My favorite thing when I'm playing Friday the 13th, when people in the room are being douchebags, is to scream out, "Look out! Michael Myers is right behind me." And people are so fucking angry, and I'm like, "No, you're safe as long as you don't go to sleep." So upset.
Just don't open the box.
Yeah.
Wait, you got to go to the cabin to find Andy's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. His vision is
We're friends to the end. Mix it all up. Did I hear?
Yeah, but, the last thing I have to say about Friday the 13th, it's a really fun game. It's a cool concept. You just need more variety. Because I got tired of it, honestly. I don't want more reskins. Like the retro Jason was fun, but give me some. Give him the ability to switch weapons and stuff. Like I don't know why that's not a thing. Because the executions get old too. It's like just let me pick a weapon. Let me customize my Jason.
Well, part 7, I don't think he ever used the same weapon twice in the movie.
Yeah, well, why not like a sauna rock, or like you'd be able to pick up stuff in the map to give like different kills. That would be really interesting. So I already have like environmental kills. Why can't you like pick up the machete yourself?
Yeah.
Or like a fucking weed trimmer, like in part 7.
There's all kinds of things they should do, and I agree with it. That is one of the big things I agree with, because has such a variety as the spice of death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one. And you're in a shack. You should have weapons there. If that's the only place you can pick them up, let that be the thing.
In the shack, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, just go back to the shack. It like if a counselor hits you, hits Jason, it could knock the weapon out, and you have to go back to the shack to get a weapon.
That'd be cool.
I think.
Or you could take the flares out of the flare gun and shove it down someone's throat. Like
yeah. Well, that's a Roy Burns move.
Like, what the hell? They don't, stab someone through the outhouse. They're hiding in there. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Variety, more
Those
maps.
damn enchiladas.
I want a van. I want Demon's van in the game.
Yeah.
There you go.
You can pile in. All 8 people can get in the van and escape.
Yeah.
How pissed off would every Jason be if that happened?
And having different win conditions would be cool, too. Like, if they actually did do a part 8 map, like doing the toxic waste thing actually would be, it's kind of lame, but it'd be pretty cool, like doing some of the things like that, or like electrocuting him, or if you're in the water, you could like put the noose around his neck under, like, when he's like attacking the boat or something.
That would be cool.
Like,
have the boat have the chain and the rock in it from part 6.
Or that you spawn as Jason, you spawn underwater like that, and you have to get out of it or something for the winter screen. That'd be cool.
I think it would be cool as if they do bring Pamela, they have to bring Alice, and the only way to kill Pamela is to lure her to the beach. And
that would be cool.
Give her the old chop.
And Crazy Ralph runs her over with a bicycle.
Yeah, what the hell is up with? Why is there no Crazy Ralph? Like,
he should do the intros instead of the guy walking through to the campfire. It should be Crazy Ralph.
How many random bodies do you guys see when you play? Because they just started doing that. By just, I mean like a month ago. But I just started finding random corpses. But it's always the guy like smashed up against the wall. They should have bodies from like the movies and stuff, like the character deaths. Like, it's such an obvious little thing to put in as a reference, and they don't do it.
Huh.
I think that someone mentioned on one of the Friday 13th pages on Facebook that they should introduce an option for the counselors to have sex. I think that they absolutely should, and this puts Jason into rage mode almost immediately. And not only that, but Jason goes back to his shack and skull fucks his mother.
Oh, come on.
Wasn't sex part of the summer camp game? Wasn't that one of the things like you got extra points for doing things like in a slash movie successfully without getting killed?
I think so. I think that was one of the original concepts, but I think they threw all that out the window when they were like, okay, we got the rights Friday 13th.
Yeah, we can't have anything sleazy in it. We might upset the fans.
Right. That sucks though, because there's beds everywhere, and then you get that extra kill where Jason through the bed.
And the 10. I mean, okay, Ray. I know you hate Jason Goes to Hell, but I'm going to ask all you guys. You tell me.
No, I love all the movies. It's just
But your VHS copy of Jason Goes to Hell doesn't have a bad tracking error during that tent scene from rewinding it so much.
That's why I upgraded to DVD and Blu-ray. I mean, I got 4 copies of this movie.
To this day, I can only achieve climax if my partner's split in half. Also planned.
Oh man, that's great.
Why has no one done a sex ed book that's Friday the 13th themed? Like everything I knew about sex, I learned from Friday the 13th. Like
I'd buy that book. If Max Brooks can make a bullshit zombie survival guide, then you can make your.
That survival guide was a great read, man.
Yeah,
it was.
It's like the Kama Sutra of Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it's written by Court from Part 6.
Less than this song. How much longer?
Yeah, no, wait till the second chapter is wait till the song's over.
Yeah.
I'm no animal.
Boy Scouting is a chapter from the chick.
Boy Scouting.
I think that they should have Reggie be a playable character, and all he does is just run and scream.
He would be very fast.
That's his only like special attack is just run and scream.
No,
Like infinite stamina. Just can't
His
kill.
alternate costumes are just different color feety pajamas.
And like every now and then we'll throw in like his dead grandpop that he sees like randomly, and then his brother in a toilet just randomly. Reggie's entire family died in that movie, so we gotta throw Reggie in as a survivor.
Why don't they play Corey Feldman as a playable character? You can shave your head if you go to the bathroom.
What? Yeah, that'd be great. Apparently, they approached Corey Feldman and asked if he wanted to be in the video game, and he said that he never heard back from them. But knowing Corey Feldman, he was probably just pretty rude about it. I don't
worry about right now. You can't expect him to sully himself with Friday the 13th.
Oh my god.
He's angels.
Yeah, he needs more angels who don't know how to play instruments behind him.
Yeah.
More?
Yeah.
More of them?
Yeah, more of them.
I
They
saw
all
a video
look
where he
similar.
was on like one of those what are those things called? The wheelie things? I don't even know.
Hoverboard things or whatever.
Yeah. He was like dancing and he like almost fell off it like 3 times. And this was supposed to be like a live performance.
Was that on like the Today Show or whatever?
No, not
Yeah.
that
That
one.
was a different whacked out dance that looked like he was falling off of something he was trying to balance on.
I'm
Did
just
he
letting you
learn-
guys all know that it's not an act.
No.
It's not an act.
It's not an act at all. This is his life.
What?
So
I think we
Come on.
talked about last week bringing in Crispin Glover's dance moves into the game somehow.
I was just about to fucking say that. That would be amazing. Also, wasn't that weird robot dance that the chick does in Part 5? You should be able to do that as like a QuickTime event, and then you get extra
Jared,
points.
sing it.
There's a man with no life in his eyes.
dude, they need that song in the game. Like I'm digging the Misfits,
That's behind
but
the mask. I was surprised that they had that in the credits. I couldn't believe it.
they're adding it. They're adding it along with the Roy skin to play as
I don't know
Roy.
if that was real. I think that was fake. Are you talking about the one that showed up on the video game page? I think that was fake.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
man. That'd be great to play as Roy. I mean, all you're doing is you're just changing the color of the mask. Going from instead of red stripes, you're going to blue stripes. And then when you knock his mask off, you just Roy's face or generic face. I don't care.
You know what they should also do is they should make it first off, like on a completely serious note, they should make it easier to kill Jason because it's really convoluted. But they should do that, but then they should have where you get killed as Jason, but then you come back as that little demon thing and you have to crawl into a corpse's vagina to be reborn. The hell, Jason? Like seriously, that would be awesome.
Good ideas coming from this podcast today.
Yes.
I think that unless I'm wrong, I think we should just take over the game and be the developers because I think we really
Good
have
idea, guys. Yeah.
There's like 5 minutes left in the round, and you're like seeking a dead leg body. I need a vagina.
Yeah, I know, but in the game too.
They need to make the cops playable.
Not only in real life.
Yeah, they really need to make the cops playable. They need to have the when the cops pull up, the dead characters should come back as the cops. Have like
Oh, see, that would be kind of neat.
Jarvis, like the one-shot shotgun, and then they have to survive by calling the cops. I don't fucking know.
Well, no, if he plays the cops, if he so much as like looks at you, you die. It's weird, like you completely, or you come back as the homeless guy from part 6 in the woods, and you can just walk around as Drake. You can't do anything. You're just there, or Crazy Ralph. Like, how cool would that be?
You just get to the end of the line. You see the girl with the banana, the hitchhiker with the banana, and she's just sitting there eating a banana, like waiting for you to like escape.
Play as her, and all you have to do is you just have to successfully eat an entire banana without being killed.
And step on every trap.
That would be hilarious. Where's the hacksaw death from part 4, man? That's like one of the best deaths where you twist the head on that thing. They could play the hospital where you wake up in the morgue drawer. That would be a great level.
Well, hold on. Are they going to be releasing, Brian? You seem to know, have your ear to the ground with this more than we do, but are they going to release the single player mode too?
That I'm not sure. It was assumed that they were going to release it with the hard copy. But that I'm not sure, because the only thing they mentioned was Bloody Jason, which is basically part 3 with blood on him.
Yeah.
And a couple of costumes. Now, what I'm not sure about is if I don't think that the people who have the game right now, I don't think we're getting the Bloody Jason skin. I think something else.
So we have to spend another $60 or $50 for a fucking skin.
I think they said it was going to be $40.
Wait, this is, you don't have the, because Lex back the Kickstarter, she gets a hard copy. Will she have the bloody skin? Because that's all I care about. That's an amazing reskin. I mean, let's be honest. That saved the game, having a little bit of blood on him. I mean,
I know.
Not that happens organically, killing people or anything.
I got to buy a PS4 version and an Xbox One version with, that bloody skin, because that just nails
That
it.
way you have to. What if you're in one room of the house and then you need to go in the other to play it on the PlayStation instead of the Xbox? Like, these are things you got to think about. This is the commitment.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that Jason does a really good job not getting blood on his shirt throughout the entire series. That's just an unpopular.
Has one costume, and they don't enough.
I just don't understand how Jason went from like a green, like long t-shirt, like a green long shirt, long sleeve shirt and jeans, to an all wet leather suit. In part 7 and 8. Did he have a costume change? Because in 6 he was wearing like a fisherman outfit.
It's Leather Daddy Jason, which was a precursor to Jason Goes to Hell Jason, where you have to shave someone.
Leather Daddy, assless chaps.
Well, his costume in part 6 was closer to the part 4 costume. But by part 7, it looks like he's wearing like Michael Myers' costume.
Well, but that's because they had to do all the bones exposed. Because when the director's the effects artist, he's going to look cool.
What's funny though is like while he's underwater between 6 and 7, like his body is like dissolving and you can see the bones and everything. But by part 8, he's underwater for another 10 years and everything grows back. How great is Chris?
Yeah, it's got the regenerative properties. Yeah. Someone was bitching about part 8, Jason. They're like, yeah, he's like covered in KY, so he makes like these horrible schlupping noises every time he walks. I'm like, yeah, he's a rotten corpse. That was my favorite part. When he's covered in lube, he's all gooey. It's nasty. He's always wet in that movie. He's always like dripping. It doesn't matter.
I think they said that was one of the things they wanted him to always be wet. Did you ever see the outtake where the girl is in the boat at the very beginning? And Jason pulls up this hatch and she's laying down screaming or whatever, and he's just standing above her and he kills her with the spear gun or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the outtake where they showed Kane Hodder had a giant dildo on and it showed up? It's on Crystal Lake Memories if you guys haven't seen that. That's the 7.5-hour documentary.
Dude,
I had His Name Was Jason and it was crap, and then I have the Crystal Lake Memories book. I remember I pre-ordered it, and then like 4 years later it shipped, and I was like, "Hey, this thing! I forgot I bought it."
Yeah, part 8 is a fucking gold mine. It seriously is. It's like I think part 8 has the most rewatchable like rewatchable value out of the entire series. Like I can watch the rest of the series. I can watch part 4 over and over again. I can watch part 6 over and over again. But if I really just want to let loose and not give a shit and just enjoy myself, I'll watch part 8. Not just because of the the guitar death and Jules getting his head knocked off.
They need the flying V.
But but the fact that they give the main character heroin and 20 minutes later she's perfectly fine, ready to fight Jason in the sewer. Like
she's got
and whatever they were using.
That was magical heroin. Holy
well,
shit.
I love that movie is such a hideous. Like they go to New York, and it's like no wonder the tourism board hated this movie. It's like the scummiest, most revolting thing, like portrayal of New York City, like this side of street trash. It's like what the hell? They get off the boat, immediately get raped and injected with heroin. Nice.
So hey,
Philadelphia, it's very much like that, but this is the Big Apple. I mean,
do heroin and get back.
We got a question. We got a question.
What's the question?
You know what the name of the documentary is? It is Crystal Lake Memories, and it's on Blu-ray.
Okay.
It's 7 hours long. It's so good. I'll write that in the comments.
It's like the Leviathan documentary for Hellraiser was really awesome. A little repetitive, but it was good.
I found that was kind of boring.
This was produced by Tommy Hudson, right?
Hellraiser all day, but I got the 3-disc from the Kickstarter, so it was they covered a lot of the same ground over and over again. But
I got it with. It came with the
Scarlet Box.
Yeah, the Scarlet Box.
Yeah,
the reason I bought it was because of that.
Yeah, well, I got that, and then I was a little annoyed at the transfers on them. Are so grainy, it looks like shit. I like my Anchor Bay DVD better. I understand that's what it's supposed to. That was the film stock, but clean it up a little bit. It's like $100.
Yeah, and you know what? It looks better on Netflix because it hasn't left Netflix since it's been on Netflix. So I just bought it for the collector. The completionist, as we talk about. Yeah,
well, Part 3 on Blu-ray looked good, and I like the extras and stuff. The packaging is the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen in my life.
3's my favorite of the series.
I won't go that far, but I think it's
favorite sequel.
Okay, I mean I like Part 4 too. I think that Part 4, especially the original concepts, were really cool, and I think there's a really good movie in there somewhere that just kind of got screwed with those.
I like that movie too. Nobody else likes it. Brian hates it.
What's that?
It felt like it could have been 2 different movies.
Well, it was supposed to be. They were supposed to focus more. Most of it was supposed to take place in France in the 1800s, and then it was supposed to chart the history over 3 time periods. But then when they got to the space segment, the studio's like, make a slasher movie. So they made it really shitty. But the idea is really cool. Yeah. They just did it really cheesily. But I don't know. But also, if you look at it, it's the only actual Hellraiser movie since Part 2. It actually is a Hellraiser movie. It got chains and S&M and all the weird shit. It's all in there. Part 3 was great, but it's a slasher movie. It's very 90s. Mm-hmm. And then the sequels after that were unrelated scripts that they shoehorned Pinhead into.
Yeah.
But,
Inferno especially.
Yeah, well, Revelations was another one where, given a budget and time, that could have actually been a real movie because they tackled the same themes that were in the original Hellraiser stuff. They just made a really garbage movie out of it because they had 2 weeks to write it and shoot it. But also great value Pinhead, which was
great value. Yes.
My favorite scene in any Hellraiser movie, it has to be from what was it? It was the 5th movie, Hellraiser.
That's Inferno, isn't it?
Yeah, Inferno is fun.
Inferno, and it's when Craig Schaefer is running down the hallway, and the old guy in the wheelchair passes him and has that childish laugh.
Yeah, I just saw it on our screen.
It is the best scene in any of the it was totally worth it, that entire movie just sitting there contemplating on what the hell I'm gonna do with the rest of my life.
How do you feel about Hellseeker?
Hellseeker's okay. Inferno was actually a good movie. It was like a Jacob's Ladder noir, and then they just shoehorned. If they would have taken Pinhead out of it, the movie would have been great.
Well, they had some interesting other Cenobites in Inferno too. The twins.
Yeah.
In Hellseeker, they tried to make Kirsty and Doug Bradley wrote their own. Ashley Lawrence, they wrote the dialogue back and forth between each other, but it,
I like that. That's one of the things I liked was the end of Hellseeker with Kirsty. Kirsty, I'm in love with her. So
yeah.
That's probably.
I think that one could have been better as like a 30-minute like horror episode on like a Twilight Zone type of show.
Yeah, it wasn't great overall, but I mean, like Deader and all those in Hellworld and shit, like,
oh my god,
yeah, let's forget Hellworld exists. But those sequels, like, they were just, they were so infuriating. And then they did the comic series that Clive Barker was supposed to be writing, and then after like the first 2 graphic novels, it completely went to hell. No pun intended, but like. Pinhead turns to like the space fetus from 2001, and like everything just complete garbage. Made no fucking sense.
In the comics, though, doesn't Pinhead actually die? And the guy from what's that other movie?
Harry DeMore.
Yeah, Harry DeMore. Yeah, from what's the name of the movie? Lord of Illusions.
That was all. Harry DeMore is even in the Scarlet Gospels, which was Clive Barker's. Very clearly very clearly ghost-written book that was supposed to finish up the Hellraiser mythos and was just shy of unreadable.
Oh, is it in the book, not the comics? I couldn't remember.
Well, it's the comics they put Harry DeMore in it too, but the Scarlet Gospels was supposed to be Pinhead versus Harry DeMore. But yeah, in the comics, Pinhead dies, and then Ashley actually becomes Kirsty. Fuck, why am I switching their names? Kirsty becomes the new like Pinhead leader of the Cenobites, and then Harry DeMore is one of them. But I stopped reading after that because it got really bad. But the 80s comics were really good, or like late 80s, early 90s ones that were like Neil Gaiman wrote one and stuff. They were like little one shots, and those like you were saying about Hellseeker being like a 30-minute episode. That's what those comics were. They were fucking awesome.
Yeah, Chris just said you should make your own legit Hellraiser comic. I'll work on it with you if you want.
We actually did. It's called Cenobun.
Oh, that's if they couldn't make a movie. Put them back in hell.
We're continuing the story where it needs to be.
It'd be like Hellraiser meets Clerks.
Yeah, well, I feel like if we get like a cease and desist from Dimension or something, I said to Chris, I'm like, I think they're just gonna get pissed off that we're following the movies closer than they are at this point.
Well, in the novel, Pinhead was actually a female, the lead Cenobite.
Yeah, it had the breathy, excited, the breathy voice of an excited girl. That was the description. They were sexless though, but yeah, there was a lot more feminine. He had like jeweled pins and stuff. They were a lot more tribalistic, looking in the original novella.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty interesting, considering that Clive Barker pretty much had the full creative control in both novel and the first movie.
Well, a lot of the image animation guys, Bob Keane and Little John, are the ones that designed the Pinhead makeup, and he had the sketches that Clive Barker had given, but I mean, they're really the ones responsible for the look of the Cenobites. Because he told the costume designers, he said he wanted grotesque beauty, so basically just S&M meets like evening wear, and then but he wasn't like super hands-on in the designs outside of the basic sketches.
Okay.
If you're interested in Chicago in November at Days of the Dead, the man in the butterball suit will be there.
Simon, what is his name?
Simon Cowell.
Yes, Simon Cowell.
Absolutely dreadful.
All right, so let's talk about your movie now. What's the name of the title for everyone to know?
I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday. Is the title of it's my first feature-length film. It started off as a short film, and we started shooting it. And I was like, "Hey, we have like a 30-minute movie so far. I'm only halfway done. We should probably just expand this into a feature." So that's what happened.
I remember it started off from a short story you wrote.
Yep, it was published originally in a book called A Very Strange House Christmas. It was a short story collection of bizarro Christmas stories. Doomsday did not fit in at all, like not even close. They were all like really goofy, like sexy, gross out stories. And then Doomsday, I remember the reviews. People were right on. They were like, "Oh, I like this story and that story. This was really funny." And then I got to Mike Lombardo's story, and I wanted to slit my fucking wrists. That was a review. I was like, Jesus. And they're like, it's not a bad thing. Like, it's just really depressing. It's a very, very dark story, like extremely dark. Because I had written it, my mom was in the hospital with kidney failure for a lot. She was in the ICU for like 9 months, and
Oh boy.
at the time I didn't think she was going to make it, which fortunately she did. But I wrote the story to stay sane, so I wanted to write a story about watching someone you care about fading away and being powerless to help them. So it was a really intense personal story, and then it translated into a movie. It's really we screened a rough cut of it at Scares That Care for a few people that were involved in the production, and half the theater got up crying when they left. Which, I mean, that's a good thing, I suppose. It's pretty fucking dark.
Is it a horror drama then?
Yeah, I'd say people are used to real splatter being comedy, like splatter comedy, but Doomsday is. I mean, the plot is it's a mom and her 7-year-old starving to death in a bomb shelter. Like, that's the movie. It's not fun at all. But it's got a lot of weird shit in it. It's got some supernatural stuff. Yeah, the stall. There you go. The stall was kind of like the testing grounds to see if I could do something a little bit more serious, even though it's still like comedy. But I wanted to see if I could do straight horror, and so Doomsday was like the next step. But it's definitely more.
It's shot very beautifully.
Thank you.
I give you credit on that. Now, did you do all this shooting yourself, or did you have
No. I wrote it, directed it, did the effects and the costumes and all that junk. Basically everything else. But no, Dylan Stern-Kearney was our DP, and Randy Rock did a lot of the lighting too. So those two are responsible for the look of the movie.
Yeah, no, it looks absolutely gorgeous. From what you're saying and putting everything together, I wouldn't even, because you see a lot of independent horror movies come out and they just look like, people tried way too hard to make it look like, I made a movie called Cuddles, and I tried to make it look very Grindhouse, and then I saw movies that that people produced, and they just looked like it didn't look pretty, but your trailer for the movie looks absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, shucks.
How much money have you dumped into this?
So we shot it. We're about to finish it. So we've been working on it for 3 years since I wrote the script. I put $10,000 into it, I think, which sounds like a lot of money because I work in a pizza shop. But if you really consider what a normal feature-length movie costs, $10,000 wouldn't cover the coffee budget of a real movie. So everyone was working for free / deferred payment. And we shot all weekend.
He didn't crowdfund any of this either.
Now this was DVD sales off the website and conventions, and every paycheck I got from the pizza shop, along with a couple private donations, like unsolicited private donations from some extremely generous people that pulled my ass out of the fire because I was running out of money. And I mean, Randy Rock, the guy who came in to do the lighting and also is doing our color grading and sound design right now, he came in, halfway through the project, and he had a studio worth of gear. He's like, you guys can use whatever you want for free, because I didn't have money to rent gear anymore. And that was like huge. Because what people don't understand is when you make an indie movie, most of your money is just going towards feeding people and gas. And then if you have to do equipment rentals, if you want like real lighting and real camera gear, that shit costs a lot. So we really, really, really lucked out. If all those pieces didn't fall into place as they did, the movie would not look nearly as good as it does.
Do you have an idea?
Kudos.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear either.
Go ahead, Jared.
Go ahead, Ray.
I was just asking if you have an idea of when you're going to have it released.
So we are submitting to some festivals this weekend is our do or die deadline. If we get into the festivals, the festivals I'm submitting to, if we get into them, the movie will be premiering in October. After those initial 3 festivals, which are pretty much back to back, after that, I haven't decided where else we're going to submit it, but it'll be playing, hopefully in a myriad of places. And then we're trying to figure out what we're doing as far as distribution goes. Our executive producer is Brian Keene, the horror author. So he's got a lot of good connections with. Yeah, Keen's my girl. He's
award winning.
Actually, he just won the horror Grandmaster award too. Motherfucker,
No
I think he's making up awards at this point. But he's in the talks with some people about distribution. So, you know, that's another part about indie film that a lot of people don't know is when you finish your movie, everyone's like, "Oh, so when's it going to go on Netflix?" That's my favorite. Yeah, you're laughing. You get it. It's like, oh, you're asking me when can I watch it for free?
Yeah.
Well, geez. When you go to Netflix, you know, they pay you an upfront, you know, lease fee, and that's it. It can be watched a million times. You don't get a dime after that. And all that Netflix does is it stops anyone from buying the physical copy because they watched it for free. And, you know, I'm not doing this to make money, but I put 10 grand into this movie, like all of my money. I need to get it back or I can't pay my rent and make another movie. Like I lived on a canned soup for 2 years so I could make this, but you know, you got to make something. And putting out DVDs, you know, it's like $1,200 to get DVDs pressed, and then you got to go to conventions, and that costs travel, a hotel, a table is like $300, and people don't realize these things, and then they're like, put it up on YouTube for free, and it's like, you know,
Yeah,
you'll
right.
pay free if you never want another movie from me, because unless you're independently wealthy and you want to finance it, because that's, you know, it's a tough world doing this shit.
Kudos to you, Mike, for it seems like crowdfunding independent horror these days is very prevalent. So, I mean, the fact that you didn't do that and you really tried to put this project on yourself was up to you, man. Seriously. Like, you're really putting this all in yourself. You're putting your love into this.
Yeah, just based on the trailer and some of the things I've seen on Facebook. Do you guys have a Facebook page people can follow?
Yeah, with the Real Splatter Facebook. It's just Real REEL Splatter. There's a Facebook page on there that has updates. Or just friend request me on my personal page because I use them both. Pretty much the same thing.
And then you'll threaten to delete everybody.
Yeah. Also, okay, so that post, I said I was going to purge my friends list by going and killing everyone I don't talk to. That was obviously it was a joke, but I wasn't actually. I feel like
everyone wants to go around and kill all of his friends.
Get deleted, but I wasn't going to do that.
He does that right after I ask him to be on the show. I'm like,
Well, listen, Mike.
Take a week or two to get to the Midwest, right?
So wait, off the topic of the movie, you live in Pennsylvania. How far are you from New Jersey?
Like 2 hours. Depends on where in New Jersey. I'm in Lancaster, so I'm like an hour away from Philly.
Brian, you guys should hook up and make a movie together.
Yeah, man. I'm 20 minutes over from Philadelphia. I'm pretty much 20-minute drive from Cherry Hill.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're South Jersey represent. You know, South Jersey is just South Philly with grass. It's that's basically it. I mean, you know what it's like here. There's a sports bar on every corner and a person wearing a sports team jersey on every street. It is consumed with fucking sports, and the fact that, you know, horror fans exist in this area is so fucking rare until like twice a year at Monster Mania.
Here, Brian, come move out here.
What's that?
I said come move out here.
You should see where I live. It's like suburbia everywhere. So people are always excited to like, oh, you make movies. And I'm like, I do. And they get really excited, like, oh, what kind? And I say horror, and they get this look like they just ate something sour. Oh, those kind. And they don't want to talk about it.
You should just tell them that you make porn, and then that would pique everyone's interest.
It'll secretly pique their interest. But, I don't have access to livestock, so I couldn't make the porn they probably watch.
Oh, damn.
Right. So, all right, Mike. Well, listen, you were a great guest to have on tonight. Not just a guest, but someone to just a special guest, actually, to join us and talk about Friday the 13th.
A like-minded man.
Jared, you broke up a lot.
Yeah.
All I heard was
Jared been on and off for years now. It's true.
but you've been one hell of a special guest on this extended show.
A like-minded man.
I still can't hear what you're saying, Jared.
I heard a robot on it too. I think T-Pain is a guest as well.
Oh. God damn it!
But thank you for joining us. here at the extended Horror Syndicate show, we're trying to get more content on our Facebook page, and those who are out there, if you like what you saw tonight and you like the conversations that you had, please let us know. Give us a like. Check out Mike Lombardo's pages, Cinnabon, and I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday. And what was the name of the Facebook page that you do run?
Real Splatter. So Real Splatter Productions.
And that's with 2 E's, right?
Yep, we have .com as well. You can get DVDs and all that good stuff too. You can also look me up on the FBI Most Wanted list.
All right. Well, my name is Brian Enright. You can follow me on Facebook at Brian Enright or Instagram and Twitter at The Horror Jew. Up next, we have Jared Letourneau. Jared, where can we find you?
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Sweet. I think the wife is bogging down the bandwidth. Watching Housewives. Okay. You guys can follow me on the turnover. If you follow me on the Twitter land, zombie_survivor. Mike, man, good to see you, buddy.
Always a pleasure webcamming with you, Jared.
Up next, we have our president of Pure, Razor. Ray, tell the world where we can find you.
Yeah, on Twitter at Razor_33, and you can follow my comic book company, Apogee Comics, on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. That's it.
All right, and once again, Mike, thank you for joining us today, and let the viewers know where we can find your site.
You can find my website is www.realsplatter.com. Please buy DVDs so I can keep making movies. And I'm on Facebook, Mike Lombardo, or Real Splatter, or Cinnabon. I have all those pages. So also I have my FetLife profile is, you know what? Actually, let's just skip that one. But yeah, so look me up, people, and thank you very much for having me. It was a blast talking to you boys.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. Have a good night, everybody, and stay dry out there. I guess I don't know how to fucking end the show.
Stay salty.
Stay moist.
Stay moist.
All right.